Prateek, welcome to the pressure room.
Man, ये क्या है? Oh my God.
If you and I were to come together and say, boss, how do we get India active?
Yeah.
What would you do?
I would create the pressure room. Forbes के लिस्ट में मैंने देख लिया था. देखो बड़ा हो के तो बिलियनर बनना है.
Nothing less. Nothing less.
Anything less is failure. So now I just know billionaires.
I've had one failed business in the past. What's your opinion on unsuccessful entrepreneurs?
So my mom is my hero.
Right.
She has gone to zero. We have seen bad times.
Right.
In my mind, my muscle memory is such कि अगर zero होगा ना तो उसके बाद obvious next step is 10x. I will find a way to conquer that कि zero is okay. अब हमारा zero 20-year-old प्रतीक का best case था तो chill है तो इतना क्या ही हो जाएगा. मैं बाजीगर सबसे different caliber.
Yeah.
2014 में I spoke to two people, NK and RK. And my proposal was, I want to teach. I'm a teacher. I'll become an educator in finance. Okay, but I want to build an academy. So tell me how. Then the same thing I told you. Make videos, man. No one's making videos. All I care about is reach, and I really care about reach. Because if an educator isn't impacting more lives, then how is he deciding if he's a good educator or not?
Good morning, gentlemen. Welcome to Hilton Gurugram, and this is the lovely breakfast setup which we have done for you. So this is a 5-course menu.
Prateek, welcome to the pressure room. You just finished a workout, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was crazy actually.
How was the experience? You did what's called agony, by the way.
So,
So today's guest is Prateek Singh, the person behind LearnApp.
man, ये क्या है?
So one is called Pain. He's trying to get more Indians to earn more with less.
Oh my God.
Welcome to the pressure room.
Anna, come on, I need a break.
No. No.
That's how I felt. No, but so I told you this, I don't know if the camera got it, but after the workout is over, I had so many thoughts. I had to say so many things. But अंदर जान ही नहीं थी यार, मतलब हवा ही नहीं कर गई थी मेरी. And I think when we started working out, Swati was telling me कि तुम to show Adnan, तुम पूरा you started, you went all out. Remember you said
Space yourself.
don't push. But then I said no, कितना ही मुश्किल होगा. And I think we did 3 exercises and I was like, I'm done. It's over because I don't do endurance, I don't do running, I don't do anything.
Right.
We go to the gym, like I told you, and then we lift the weights, and it's a 45-minute exercise with 3-minute breaks in between, and this like my heart rate is like nothing. So this was completely different. And to be honest, there's also this aspect of like, Adnan's watching me. There are other guests on the show. You have a stupid timer, which is pushing me against other people I've not met, but I know them. And then we have my entire team and your team looking and fake cheering me. And I'm like, bro, मैं अगर 3 push-up के बाद गिर गया, तो Monday में इनको डांटूंगा कैसे office में? So it was quite. Just one last thing. I think after everything was done, and we did that last sprint, and I was dead a long time ago. It felt really, really, really good.
So, by the way, this podcast is mostly about you. So, not one last thing, many more things to come from you. What I was keen to understand is where is this energy coming from? Like, this has just been like 2 hours since we finished the workout, right? Is it the coffee or the juice that you just had, or just the sense of completion?
No, so I'm generally very energetic. If anyone's met me in real life, I'm just always like this. I wasn't like this early in the morning because I was a little worried. "ये भी भागना पड़ेगा मेरे को." But I think I have more energy because of the workout, and I've not experienced this before because I don't do endurance at all. So I want to be there in March.
Oh,
when you were
done.
doing
Run
the main,
the Devil Circuit.
the main
Yeah.
event, the Devil Circuit.
You know what? I have to give you this credit, right? There will be 99 people out of 100 who will say, boss, I can't do this. They perhaps won't even show up. And for those who do show up, 50% will say, I can't survive till 20 minutes. That's the duration of the workout, right?
Was it 20 minutes?
That's
It's
it.
3 hours, no? Time stopped, bro.
Time
It
stop.
was-
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was-
It's I think, an experience you're going to remember for a very, very long time. So, respect for you. You have a very interesting story. So, I don't want to talk about 01. I don't want to talk about LearnApp. Everyone knows about it. You've done multiple other podcasts. I want to talk about the importance of sport, fitness, wellness, being active for a young India, And the reason I've called you and I've called the other guests is I want to show to a young India that stop using chaos in your lives as an excuse to not invest just 20 to 25 minutes to become a better version. And a lot of you, who've come today, it wasn't about you versus me. It was you versus anyone else. It's you versus you, right? And you put yourself in an uncomfortable position in front of your team, in front of my team, in front of people who are watching this particular series now. And why did you do it? Like, what made you want to come? Like, what's your message to?
I mean, no message. I think other side of fear, right? Like, I think every year I look back, so I have this journal where I write. So the journal basically says every time I'm fearing and overthinking something, if you go and actually do it, like just stop overthinking it.
Right.
And you stop doing it. So for me, health has really not been on my mind ever. I always thought when you're young, you're healthy. When you're old, you're not. And there's nothing you have to do anything about it. Then a very close friend of mine, Dilip, said, Prateek, when I was 35, my body started to break. Can you guess who this friend of mine is?
Well,
Dilip, love you, bro. Please write me one LinkedIn post, okay? I love it. You get a lot of traction. Subscribe to the other side.
please follow the other side along with the pressure room.
So, I need the love, Dilip. So, he said when I was 35, my body started to break. And I was 33 at the time. I'm like, kya bol raha hai? I don't understand what he's saying. Actually, that's the first time someone pointed out health to me in my life. Actually. Before that, at 22, I had done hardcore gymming, but let's talk about that later. And he's like, Prateek, as an entrepreneur, I can almost guarantee you are overextending yourself for no reason. You look back and you lose your health and you would have lost time also. So I'm like, kya bol raha hai? Sab kuch nahi hai. And I just let it be. Then we had this time at LearnApp, which was really, really tough. I'd sent you a voice note about it as well. And that's the time when Swati went on anxiety pills. This is the first time I actually say, I don't think we've ever said this before. Maybe because it makes us sound weak and that insecurity doesn't make us want to talk about it. Because a lot we do as public figures in life is like, ye bolna chahiye, nahi bolna chahiye. But I said today, and Swati's on anxiety pills. I used to make walks at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And it was really, really tough. And our job was to not go and tell the team ki yaar ye problem aa gaya hai. Maybe in retrospect, we could have shared a little more, but mental health got effed and so did our actual health. So I became 82 kgs. I would eat. I started drinking more often, not alcoholic level, but I would take like 3 whiskey every day. Maybe to escape what was happening. And then I would get upset. Ki why isn't this happening? And then it'd start all over. I would scream at people randomly. We got through that, but sticking to the health, we got through that. Like all of us do. We all get through it, right? And once we got through it, we started prioritizing health. Because we started noting, घुटने में pain हो रहा है मेरे को. I'm 35. घुटने में क्यों pain हो रहा है मुझे? And all these things started happening. So we said, okay, we'll go to the gym. So I have a trainer, Shobit. And Shobit said, you start. We went for our 9th anniversary last year to Masai Mara. And we learned photography. And we took great photographs. And we said, वापस जाएंगे, have to start working out.
Nice.
We came back and we started strength training. We started MyFitnessPal ka measuring calories, and we saw results. But something crazy happened. मसल नहीं आया. You know क्या आया? Just clarity. Like all that anxiety and stress was gone between the bench press and the squat. That's nice.
So you think there's a relation between mental wellness and physical well-being? Because a lot of people in India think that mental wellness is only about going and meeting the right therapist. And they don't emphasize the importance, or they don't invest enough time in physically improving where they are. Because like you said, your clarity came because when you were working out, releasing those endorphins, feeling good, feeling strong, a lot of things started to fall into place, right?
I think language changed, Adnan. Language was, आज मन नहीं यार जिम जाने का ना, मूड नहीं कर रहा है, and then we wouldn't go. But now it's like, आज मन नहीं जिम जाने का, मूड नहीं कर रहा है, जिम जाते हैं, मूड अच्छा हो जाएगा. So I think the language and expectation around like working out changed. And I think once we don't think of it as a diet or I have to go work out, it's just my morning routine. I brush, I go to the bathroom, I take a shower, I also go to the gym. And it's something I have to do for the next 30 years, 50 years, whatever. Then it's not, then it's routine, So that, I think the mindset shifting takes time. So that happened. So
you're not chasing vanity, in the gym. Or
in my Excel, it says I want 15% body, 12% visible abs. So I don't know. Am I chasing vanity?
But now, tomorrow morning, when you wake up and you're writing in your notebook, you're going to write that I'm going to do this workout with Adnan again in 6 months.
I beat Adnan's ass.
I will whip his ass. I will whip his ass in 6 months. Because then it's not vanity that you'll be chasing, right?
Yeah, true.
Because then it becomes a little more exciting for you to go to the gym. So you have a very interesting background. You were born in Dubai, moved to Tanzania, then I think Singapore, Malaysia.
Yeah.
I mean...
you remember.
Yeah, I mean, and then finally I think you landed up back in India.
Yeah.
You were the kid in school who got beaten by everyone. And
not everyone, SAV.
including that girl who beat you, right? I mean, that thing that you shared with me, which is, by the way, and the fact that you're sharing shows your maturity and your strength, right? But from that position of being 44 kilos, when you were in college, I think, to now when you are 73, 74 and becoming stronger, how did this happen? Like, why has this, what allowed you to be 44 kilos? Like, what was so distracting that you didn't give any importance to playing sport, fitness? Well, what is that?
I'll first tell you that girl who beat me, right? I want to talk about that a little bit. Yeah. So her name is Pendo, and she was with me in that's her actual name, Pendo, and she studied with me in class 5, I think, and we used to go to school together. She was tall, and we ran, and I was last, and she just beat the hell out of me, and I was like I was today actually, winded, and now that was insult enough, but 3-4 years ago, and I've never spoken to Pendo after that, she sends a friend request to Swati and says, I'm Pendo and Prateek can't run for shit. So, damn. Anyway, I'll answer.
She remembers.
I'll answer your question, which was what changed, right? I think there have been only 2 inflection points for me. One was when I was 22. I used to trade full time. And I had so much free time that we used to go. I had Thakur sir. Thakur sir was a 5'3" man, and he could lift anything. And he would destroy your ego every single day. And he was 60 at the time. He was benching 200 kgs. It was nuts.
Right.
Like the rod would bend. It was crazy. And he would do yoga every day. He would make us do flexibility exercise. And it was a 2-hour exercise me and Mayank used to do. That's when I went from 45 kgs to I think 58 or something like that, or maybe 60. And I gained my muscle. I tried whey, and it was tough to eat because we talk about losing weight. It's tough to gain weight also. Like if you're 45, you don't enjoy food. You're always intermittent fasting because you're like breakfast skip kar dete hain. And I had all these habits, processed food for lunch. And then that had to change. For me, it was tough because I couldn't eat. So imagine I had an alarm for 1 a.m. to finish my 7th meal of the day because I couldn't put enough calories in my body.
Wow.
I'm sure this is not needed, and I did some bro science here. But I'm sure I did some bro science.
So you get the encyclopedia, the Arnold's Encyclopedia Bodybuilding.
I've read it.
You read it?
Yeah, I've read it. I've read it. Is that accurate? Or?
I don't know. That's what I used when I was also in my 20s. But I think the really exciting part today is that with the internet and ChatGPT and Grok and Perplexity and everything out there, there is so much information that you can actually choose from, figure out what works for you, validate whether it's authentic, has worked for other people, and become that person that you deserve to be.
Yeah.
You know, it's no longer something exclusive to people who can join a fancy gym, get a nice trainer. It's so easily available to anyone and everyone who is, of that mindset ki boss, this is not the best. I am going to keep at it till I become stronger. So from 44 kilos to 58 kilos, bodybuilding, trading, and there's also in between, right? You got into swimming, but then you quit because you were moving cities again.
So we traveled from so many countries again and again. Cities we moved, schools we moved, which is why I needed this personality to be like, yeah, dost ban jao mere place, because I've shifted another country yet again. At that time, I think every country has this like sport. Because I remember in Abu Dhabi, people used to play football. Then you went to Singapore, it was football, it's badminton. And then India is just cricket. And a little bit more cricket. And then if you go to any other country, it changes.
Yeah.
So then I think Singapore was also swimming.
Yeah.
That's where I learned swimming. And I was good at it. But every time we would shift, I just couldn't continue.
Right.
So actually, not connected to what you're talking about, but we went to Maldives, I think a year after COVID. And wahan pe we were in this island, and there's this Ukrainian person who says, I will take you to the edge of the part of the hotel. I'll take you to the edge of the island and we will explore. And it's bloody beautiful. Like, it's crazy on the reef.
Right.
And then he says, we will free dive. I said, free diving kya hota hai? He's like, basically, saas rok ke niche jana hai. And then you'll come up. I said, and if I faint, he's like, I'm there, I'll bring you back. I'm like, are you crazy? So I was with him for 1.5 hours, I think maybe 2 hours. And he taught me free diving, where you go down as deep as you can and explore that and then come back up with a single breath.
Wow.
And I have a video, you guys can play it actually. And it was beautiful. But what is the one thing you have to do to free dive? First, you have to bring your heart rate completely niche, because you got to preserve oxygen. And then you got to take that one big breath and not panic. So I thought a lot of it is completely mental, right? When you're going down, there's no noise, you can't hear anyone, you're using sign language. And the scariest thing is when you're going down 20 meters, 30 meters, you look up and you see, oh, that's the surface. Light isn't hitting me. And there's a shark here. So you do the logical thing and film the shark versus swim back up. And you also have to plan, okay, now it feels like it's been a while. So, and you can't swim too fast up. So you have to swim aram se. That was crazy, I think.
In 2 hours, you learned and you...
Yeah. Once I get into it, I keep doing it until I can figure it out.
Right.
But it was.
So what was the depth that you went down to?
I don't remember, but it was pretty deep. I couldn't see the surface.
Wow.
It was dark. It was that dark. I have a video of how deep we went, but pretty deep.
So it shows your mental sort of mindset, right? You want to be pushed.
Yeah, I like that.
You like being pushed, right?
No.
The next workout has to be one which is called pain. It's actually called pain, So give me a date. As soon as this episode is out, we're going to shoot the other one.
Endurance was tough, man.
You did this, yeah? Come on, this is nothing.
You guys have to see the last bit. And I was like, ab to karna hai. So Adnan was like, dekho, jump, pause, bend, niche aao, push up, chest to the ground, back up, bend back, jump. I'm like, fuck it, I'm not doing this. And I, like a swimmer, I just dove. And then I did half a week push up, jumped again, dove.
But you did it, yeah.
I did it. I completed it. I think one thing Adnan kept saying that you guys would not know is that it's tough right now. I said, ulti aa rahi hai. He's like, no, I understand it's tough. Matlab, ulti aa rahi hai. He's like, no, but if you quit now, you'll remember that. If you complete it, because you're not going to die.
Hopefully. Yeah, I mean, now you're here. You didn't die.
If you complete it, you'll be really happy. So I'm really happy I completed it.
No,
That was
amazing.
fun. That was good.
So, coming back, to the idea of the pressure room is to also talk about if you are in a high pressure environment and you are doing this now and you're seeing the benefits of working out in the morning, it's part of your routine, you release the endorphins and you're ready for another day of challenges at work. But that point when you were waking up at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning,
Yeah.
going for these walks, did you at that time think that perhaps if I got a little active, going to the gym, maybe these panic attacks, this anxiety, and I can relate to it, by the way. I've had one failed business in the past, and I have nothing but respect for people who keep at it, right? So well done. This 01 is your third business.
Depends what you define as a business. Probably be the fifth, actually.
Right.
Fourth or fifth, I
Yeah.
guess.
So explain to me more about your character, right? That a lot of people would just say, this is too difficult. I can't go for another version of being an entrepreneur. I can just be safe and secure, get a corporate job,
Yeah.
first of every month, ping, I've got my SMS, salary aa gayi.
It's done, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the real answer, actually. It's everyone around like that person, which actually makes that person sprout. For me, it's been people in the office. Like they are crazy dedicated. And then people have been with us for 5 years, 7 years. Intern join kiye the. They've become CTO equivalent. We don't give titles, but everyone is equivalent of like leader. And they've been with us through thick and thin, right? Me and my wife run the company. And I think that a lot of people say, how do you work with your wife and vice versa? How do you work with your husband all the time? When you go for a break, you're also going together. But actually, we are sad together, we're happy together. We're neutral together, we're irritated together. We exactly know what's going on in each other's life. And I think you guys would know the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So you're frustrated together. Imagine if one person got a promotion and the other person is close to shutting down the business, example, extreme.
Right.
What would happen? There'd be cognitive dissonance between both of you because energies at that point aren't matching. The way you're looking at the future isn't matching. And then you wouldn't share that with each other. With us, it's not the same. With you guys, of course, it is because you're working and going together. Which is what's worse is that in the morning when you're having your chia seeds, you're discussing about work, which we also do. But I think that really helped. I think I would have quit long time back. Swati would have quit long time back if I was in there. So I think that helped that we're together. Then we have great investors, man. Nitin has backed us since 2018. Both ventures, LearnApp and now 01, where we said we want to build a media company and we don't know kya hoga. I mean, why would you quit?
Yeah.
So I think been very lucky that way, and our parents helped us in every step. So it's exactly like today. When I was running and I was like, Adnan, ab nahi hoga yaar. And Nan is like, no, Habibi, chalo. You pulled me out. And then everyone's cheering. And I'm like, okay, fuck it, man. Everyone's cheering. Like, just go. You won't die.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the same in entrepreneurship. Everyone's cheering.
Yeah.
So you're going through a bad time. Just push it. It'll be fine. There'll be finish line.
But coming back, you guys are also working out together.
Yeah.
Right? A couple fitness goals. How's that?
It's great, man. It's great. I think our aim is strength. And we say, yaar, मैं इतना अगर उठा लूँ, एक rep और कर लूँ, and that's it. I don't think we have my Excel sheet does say visible abs, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But I think we enjoy going to the gym now. We feel guilty when we don't go. So that's a good place to be now.
It's very unique. This doesn't happen with most couples, right? I mean, they do not share that sort of purpose. Ki boss, let's do it together. Most people, you have your own, I have my own. It's just,
I want to tell you something actually.
yeah.
So, like all men, leg day to skip ho sakta hai. But because of her, I have to do leg day because she loves leg day. She's doing 140 kgs ka leg press.
Wow.
And I'm like, 100 bahut hai na. But then I started doing it because, peer pressure.
Yeah.
and I can't look so manly. I can't look. So then I started doing this. We went on our 10th anniversary last month, and we
Congratulations.
went. Thank you. We made it. And we went there on a honeymoon, and then we went there again on 10th. So that round was very nice. But you know what is different from the first time we went there to now? We went on 3 or 4 mountain peaks.
Nice.
And we walk. So I carry a camera. So my gear is like 9-10 kg, 12 kg I carry because I want to take nice photographs and I want to do all this long lens photography. I'll show you. And you have to say it's good photos because
You've taken it.
I've taken it. And we walked 25,000 20 kilometers steps every day.
Right.
25 kilometers. Roj hum paidal chale.
Wow.
On
Up and
hikes, up and down. And we really enjoyed it.
Right.
And what was, you can tell the difference, right? Like on a Sunday, you have grandmom and granddad over there, Italians, walking. And I said, why are you here? It's a Sunday. I'm like, is that Sunday? It's a Sunday.
Right.
And that's their Netflix.
Right.
You know, in India, हमारी दुकान क्यों चलती है? हमारी दुकान चलती है because everyone is on their phones watching content.
Yeah.
In Italy, I didn't see anyone on their phones. And dude, their kids playing on the street and playgrounds. I stopped seeing that here.
Your last video went viral where you, I think, shot about the lack of civic sense, which is sadly true, right? We both have lived, you were born in a different country and now you're here after traveling, I think, to 6 countries. And Zeba and I have lived overseas for 16 years and we came back because, you know, for us, India is home, right?
Yeah.
India is everything. And when I look at India today, I feel that there is this complete disconnect between the reality of where we are, which is the youngest country on the planet, 28 years young, and obesity capital, diabetes capital, sugar capital, heart capital. Like, why is there such a disconnect? You know, because it's an irony that a 50-year-old man can compete with a 25-year-old and still survive. Like, how is that even possible? And I am so, like, it's my pet peeve about how do I help change the image of India. And that's why I think I do what I do, where I say, okay, here's a platform, come and compete. First competition is just you. If you can convince yourself that you can be stronger and fitter every other week going forward, then you can be, you know, determined or pursuing a pathway. You say, boss, I'll compete with everybody in this floor. And then after that, it's everybody in this building and everybody in this city, right? Because then it comes from self-belief. But problem kya hai? Self-belief hi nahi aati. But if you and I were to come together and say, boss, how do we get India active? What would you do, right, Prateek? What would you do?
I would create the pressure room.
How do we take it to the millions who need little bit of push?
I think, I'm a very good example. Huh? Like, I don't know the basics of this. Like, I've only found out recently, and that's really sad. I think it starts with discourse, right? I wanted to do this video where there's a close-up shot. The people over here will appreciate it. So there is this white line over there and this big nose, there's a camera here. The big nose comes and sniffs it. And then you start talking about drugs and its ill effects. Right. And in the end, you say, sugar is the worst thing that's happened to our country. Because we don't think of it as sugar. We think of it as mithai. We think of it as... And so did we, actually. Like, I've never thought that... अच्छा स्क्वाट से आपका एक्सोस्केलेटल का जो प्रॉब्लम है वो ठीक हो सकता है. I didn't know कि अच्छा चाय is bad for you because it also has caffeine. अच्छा acidity is a thing. If I'm eating junk calories, then it's bad for me for so and so reason. Like, I think these basics we didn't know. If somehow we understand, and we've ritualized it, right? When I'm happy, you have a mithai. When I'm unhappy, then you do, what is it called? You eat when you're guilt eating, when you have ice cream, stress eating.
Yeah.
Thanks, Zeba. You do stress eating. But I don't know, in different countries, I think the ritual is different. Yeah. It's a Sunday, I must climb a mountain. I mean, holy shit. Yeah. That's so different from like what we have in our country, don't you think? Like, who's ritualized health?
Or made it fun.
Yeah. Or made it a thing. Like, when you said this, that, hey, your team should be there at Devil Circuit in March, I was like, what I experienced today was crazy. Imagine if all of us are there and we're pushing each other, even making fun of each other, that'd be crazy. So, yeah.
Okay, this is after a coffee break. By the way, Prateek, I got something very cool for you.
Is that me?
It's
Oh, thank you. This is so.
this is you surviving the pressure room, by the way. So we'll put it here and then we'll continue.
That's
the
great. I have
conversation.
something for you too.
Oh,
And
something for me?
something for you. And you know, I know how much you love football.
you got Chelsea tickets?
And you like Chelsea.
I love Chelsea.
And your favorite player is?
Well, you know, now
Players.
it's players. The Drogba was my.
It's this guy, guys. This is for you.
Oh. You know, my son will love it. So my
Kiss
son.
him. Kiss
No,
him.
no.
Kiss him, Adam.
No, really. You know, with all due respect, it's still a man. So, so yes, thank you. I'll give this to my son. Super. So we'll
That's
put this
fun,
here.
no?
Yeah, we'll put this here. Yeah, okay.
बढ़िया.
Messi.
नाम छुपा देना उसने.
पीछे लिखा हुआ है Messi है ना पीछे है. Anyway, so coming back, born in Dubai, lived in 6 countries, I think.
Few
if not
countries.
more, few countries. You left school very early.
I mean, didn't leave school. It happened.
Yeah,
I
but
wanted to get an MBA and do all that, but
Yeah.
it just didn't happen.
But how did that like?
So after we came back to India,
Alright.
I was going to do the O levels in Malaysia, which
Right.
is equivalent to 10th, I think. And उसका conversion तब नहीं होता था. तो when we came back to India, when we came to India, तो जैसे आपको हिंदी नहीं आती है, तो तब मैं हिंदी नहीं बोल सकता था. And उतने अच्छे से.
You were a very difficult NRI child.
Oh my God.
Can you mimic that version of Prateek?
I would like to have a little bit of orange juice. If I would meet that with, I'd beat him up. Like, chup kar. India, ठीक से बात कर. I would beat him up. So surprisingly, Swati didn't beat me up.
Right. But Swati came much later, right?
Swati came a few years, a year or two later. Actually.
She wouldn't have liked this.
She didn't
NRI.
like it.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? She didn't like it. But somehow, मैंने पटा लिया. But what was I saying? Yeah, so
Came back to India, conversion, A levels.
So they said you have to repeat. So I had already lost almost 3 years
Wow.
because of all of this moving.
Right.
So I was supposed to be in 12th.
Right.
And they were saying we're going to put you back in 8th or 9th. I said, "Ye to matlab I've already lost so many years." So dad opened a ICICI directed broking account and said, "Here's 50,000 rupees. Learn to trade." And this aligned with my vision of Forbes.
Right.
Forbes के list में मैंने देख लिया था. देखो बड़ा होके तो billionaire बनना है.
Nothing less. Nothing less.
Nothing less. Anything less is failure.
Ah.
So now I just know billionaires. Anyway. So a lot of them were private equity, inherited. Most of them were inherited, or they were started a hedge fund. मतलब hedge fund क्या होता है? फिर मैं hedge fund देखा मतलब अच्छा trading करते हैं. अच्छा ठीक है. तो cool. If I do 50,000 को तो मैं roughly 5 billion तो बना लूँगा. तो I'll start trading. And I started, but because this is the only thing I was doing, I fully immersed in it. So downloaded illegal books.
Right.
Because you can't afford it, so it's okay. I was also a teenager, so please, no one can sue me, okay? And
He was a minor then, so it's fine.
it's
Ignore
fine.
it. Yeah.
We pay so much. So, read all these books, went to all these forums, traded day in, day out, didn't have friends, didn't have a life, didn't do anything, just dedicated myself to it.
And this is when you were 44 kilos.
I was 45 kilos, yeah. And I was very young. How old was I? 17.
And if I can ask, your mom was a school teacher or a head principal of a school.
Yes. So my mom is my hero.
Right.
She has gone to zero multiple times in her life.
Right.
We have seen bad times.
Right.
And every single time, Adnan, she didn't look at the finish line like this morning. She looked at the next step and we got back up.
Wow.
I wouldn't want to talk about it, but when we moved from country to country, it was compulsion. It was not choice. And as children, we understood what's happening, but it was tough, difficult, bad. If you can think of a movie and whatever bad stuff happens in movies, I've seen it all as a child. But my mother was the caped crusader. She went from one country to another and she got us from zero to. So in my mind, there is no minus. In my mind, my muscle memory is such कि अगर zero होगा ना तो उसके बाद obvious next step is 10x. So that's, but I'm also very fearful of going to zero. It's one of my biggest fears. कि यार ये zero हो जाएगा दोबारा. And it just triggers an anxiety which triggered 3 years ago. कि यार ये zero हो गया. Fuck, what if it becomes zero? I can only interpret it now. तब तो it's a somatic bodily response to something that has been trained via experience over decades. But when that happened, it was physically scary. So I'm scared of going to zero. I will find a way to conquer that. कि zero is okay. अब हमारा zero 20-year-old प्रतीक का best case था. तो chill है. तो it's not क्या ही हो जाएगा. So I think that was
amazing. So I didn't know this, by the way, and I can relate to this because growing up, my father ran multiple businesses, and every business would build up and then it would just collapse.
Oh.
It was very difficult for us because we also didn't come from money. My father, whatever he made was himself, and then my mom, and I think they were the perfect couple because my mom was a teacher, and when I was studying, I was in Doon school. I was privileged enough to go to a great boarding school, but it's very, very expensive.
Yeah.
So she used to take these tuition classes, to
Oh
get
my
me.
God, yes.
But yeah, so I can relate to the
No, tell me
fear.
more.
No, the fear of going to zero.
Yeah.
So one of the things, like for me, my dad is my hero because he never gave up. So many failures in life, but he would always be at it with the most positive outlook next time around.
Yeah.
And very few people have it because a lot of people will just be bitter and be defeated.
Yes.
And I think that's, if I can be half the man that he is, he'll be great. And the fear that I have as an entrepreneur, again, I can relate with you, is building something that didn't exist and then fearing that if it collapses now at my age, I'm 53, boss, I don't want to be zero because now I have responsibility of my own kids.
Do you still think that?
Yeah, you just... Of
As
course,
an irrational fear.
Yeah, you have, like people, since we're having an open conversation, you're speaking about anxiety and fear. Most businesses in India are still building that foundation, right? We're still far from stability. How many companies are one step away from being a Zomato? Well, it's there, right? We're all struggling. We all could have that one black swan moment where sab chala gaya.
Bilkul.
And I think one mindset shift that I think you and I would like India to have is an acceptance of failure. Okay, boss, the guy had the courage, like in sport, like he had the courage to compete. And he couldn't do it. Like, if I were to ask you, like with 0-1, like I know Nitin is great about sport and amazing as an individual and walks the talk on every level, right? I think one of the nicest human beings. By the way, I'm not taking a check from you, Nitin, for this. But generally, one person I have the highest amount of respect for. Yeah. I would like, for us as entrepreneurs, the whole Rain Matter ecosystem to have, for example, an X number of jobs that are reserved for people who didn't make it in sport.
Wow.
Right? Only 1% get to play professional sport. 99% will fall off.
Yeah.
And there are so many people, whose parents
That's
decided,
crazy.
Yaar, potential hai, but if he only pursues a career where he's going to represent India in tennis, but nahi hoga to kya hoga? But you and I know we're all surrounded by youngsters in our offices, right? They give us so much courage and inspiration and drive.
Actually, the guys in office who are doing some sport in a disciplined way, following a diet, doing something which requires discipline, those same traits are in their job. They complete their work, they're on time, they're organized, it's great.
And they take the punches. And they will keep getting up.
Yes.
So if we said, hey, you know what? If we have 50 openings, 10 are reserved for people who couldn't make it. That they couldn't get a chance to play for India or play for that IPL.
Define sports, like what level should they have been before they...
it could be like, for example, if you want to play table tennis for India,
It's
right?
actually great. We could actually...
And because once you start becoming part of a group of companies who say, hey, you know what, I've got 50 jobs for those men and women who couldn't get that break.
Who didn't quit?
You didn't quit, but they're not 22, 23 years old, maybe past their potential prime.
That's crazy. 22, 23 is nothing.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
But then 22, 23 are also running businesses today. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
My company, your company, we all have these 23, 24-year-old amazing individuals, right?
Yeah.
So you and I, maybe you have the reach of many more people, but maybe we push Nitin Kamath and say, hey, you know what? Every Rain Matter company does this.
I love this.
Yeah,
This is pretty cool.
And we should enforce it. So,
But do you think failure, going back to do you think failure is like celebrated? मेरे को लगता है,
I don't think it is.
मेरे को लगता है उल्टा है.
I think, so I'll tell you that I think, right? And again, it's a podcast where you have to speak and not me, but I just want to, and I'd like you to share your opinion, but I think there are 3 types of founders in the failed category or the unsuccessful category. I think failed is a very harsh word.
Yeah.
One is those who got it very easy, very early on, and never really understood what they were trying to create, like what animal they were riding, right? They $10 million funding, whatever,
like that.
IIT, IIM, etc. Mil gaya. Now build it, but like, boss, you don't really believe the product. You are just riding the wave because so and so is doing it, I'm doing it. Then there are those who are seriously passionate, like who build something, but the timing was wrong.
Right.
And there are those who tried building something, but didn't get past stage 1, stage 2 because they were just trying, they didn't have substance. And they didn't, for that reason, they didn't get any funding, no support. So I think, this lot, they're very bitter.
Yeah.
They're very bitter about everything. The first lot is like,
सब कुछ
I
हो
got
सकता
lucky,
है.
I got lucky, maybe I can do this again. Maybe they're on some other sort of make-believe, this thing, I can do it again.
And these guys will try forever.
These guys will try forever. I mean, so what's your opinion like on unsuccessful entrepreneurs? And
No, I mean, I think the same. I was going to say a lot of life is colored by how you look. I'm saying this a lot nowadays because I'm trying to internalize it. So I'll say it for my benefit. I used to think a lot, yeah, ki mom itni bari, she saw like bad times and she brought good times. Why didn't she become bitter? Like, isn't that the easiest default thing? Because if you go to a maa baap right now, and you go, they'll be like, हाँ, corporate है, वो तो पैसे नहीं, उनको तुमसे कुछ चाहिए, ये सब क्यों दे रहे हैं, चूस लेंगे तुमको. Like they, they're like very no one loves anyone in a corporate. They need you. वो तो आपका खराब होता है. And they're not wrong. I mean, their experiences have colored their world in a certain way. So me and Swati have this new worldview now, which we are still developing, but I think it's pretty close. And I think it's how my mom also used to see it. I'm sure you also see it. The universe is actually lifeless, neutral, and doesn't care about you. There is no good and bad. Like a blink of an eye, 7 billion years may we find ourselves doing this podcast right here. And then like a blink, we'll be gone. In the universe time scale, humanity doesn't really matter. And therefore, these events don't matter. And if the universe is actually neutral, if it's actually neutral and there's no good and bad, so then everything good that's happening to you happens here. Everything bad happens to you happens here. So that means how you interpret life. I think a lot of philosophy also talks about this, nothing new. Which also means then, arthat, ki when the bad stuff happens, you just ride it out. And when the good stuff happens, you celebrate it a little more, like it a little more, be a little more, have a little more gratitude. And if you can double down on it somehow, double down on it. If you can do this, you'll see more lucky and happy perception-wise to everyone who says, yaar, ye banda hamesha khush rehta hai. Iske saath to kuch kharab hota hi nahi hai. But actually, we were all given the same amount. It's just how you dealt with it. So I think I like that. Like the colored glasses that you wear colors how you see the world. Like I have an older gentleman I know, and he's always in trouble. And when I see opportunity for him, he says, no, but when I do this, I'll get stuck. I can't give too many details because he'll know. But this person is so, we all know this person is always complaining, always upset. Kuch nahi ho raha hai life mein. And then we have another person who's optimistic to no end. Both of these people are not representation of reality. Both of them are delusional. But I think one is slightly happier than the other. So why not pick this? So yeah, that's what we've been thinking
because,
about.
most people will look at you and say, boss, ye banda hasta rehta hai. He's always smiling, always laughing. But now that I know a little bit more about you, it's remarkable that you can come with a smile so big, right? And so such an amazing
अब conscious हो
personality.
रहा हूँ मैं.
Even after all the stuff that you've gone through, right? And what has been the learning, right? In everything that you tried when it didn't work out, like you started trading, you bought the books, you opened an account in ICICI Direct, etc. You started learning what, did you do futures and options?
Oh, hell yeah.
And how good or bad were you at that?
I was very lucky. So 2007 May, we used to have mini Nifty back then.
Right.
So it is a mini contract of Nifty.
Right.
Now Nifty costs lakhs of rupees to trade, and futures allows you to trade it with a small amount of money. So 10,000 was the margin back then, and 10,000 or 8,000 rupees controlled 1 lakh.
Okay.
So your PNL was calculated on 1 lakh. तुमने 8,000 के साथ trade किया. If Nifty moved 1%, you would earn 1% of a lakh, which was 10,000. So you would, so it's 1,000. So it seemed like a lot of money on 8,000.
Right.
कि 10% बन गया. But it's a highly leveraged product. It's not good. So I shorted two lots of mini Nifty minus 40, and the market crashed. 2008 global meltdown.
Right.
And I doubled, tripled my money as that fall happened. And I crowned myself, rightly so, a genius.
How did you see that market going south?
Oh, I drew a trend line. The trend line broke. I shorted it, and that's it. So it was pure luck. It was,
But it was just you, your own intelligence,
Yeah.
Google.
so all the books that I had, etc. So technical analysis is what I believed in back then, and I used one of those techniques. And so actually, risk management is what makes you money, and managing probability is what makes you money, because you know you can't be right all the time. So that's how you manage. It's a probability. It's an Excel sheet. It's not, has nothing to do with prediction.
What is the high of that period, like that high point when you were doing this? The highest point, like, you know, when you like fell on top of the world.
I took my capital to 30 lakhs.
Okay.
That felt really good.
Yeah.
I was
From a lakh,
50,000.
50,000.
Mom put in maybe another 3 lakhs. Dad put maybe another lakh. And over the few years, it grew to 30 lakhs. I was pretty happy about that. Then I found out you have to pay taxes. बोला, ये क्या है? इतनी मुश्किल से पैसा कमाया. So that was a lot of fun. But you know, I was always attracted to running a business. And I wanted to learn trading to run a business, as in a hedge fund. And someone told me, and I have an uncle living in Gurgaon, and he called me to his office and he said, Beta, no one's going to give you money. This is not going to work. You're going to fail. And then I was waiting for him and the violins to play, for him to give me one line and say, Beta, ye karoge na ho jayega.
Yeah.
He looked into my eyes and he said, thanks, bye. I said, oh, this is what an adult means. You're on your own. There's no one there cheering for you. And then I said, oh, fuck. And he's from this world. So I'm like, wo bol rahe hain, to sahi bol rahe honge. So he said, you need pedigree. Like if you had gone and got an MBA, which is why I'm so vehemently against MBA. If you go and get an MBA from Fontainebleau in France at INSEAD, and then you do this and you have this
Pay
exposure,
50 lakh rupees first,
for this, and then and which you didn't have. Then you come back, then you have a chance. So I was like, ye to nahi ho sakta hai. So then it felt like there's a boys club where you're not invited, where if Papa was part of the club or Papa had a lot of money, to aap invite hoge, and then you can get access to other people's money.
Right.
So I said, okay, to ye to nahi ho sakta.
So this was a PMS.
PMS to hedge fund is like, I wanted to do it at a global level, but India mein maybe, now it's a lot better. I don't think there's any boys club anymore.
Right.
You can just go do it. If you're not able to do it, you're bad. You're not good at your jobs. Nahi hoga. I'm the uncle. Nahi hoga.
Or be a better salesman.
Be better salesman. And then 2014, we picked up the camera and said we should start teaching stocks. And we started teaching trading. I said, okay, I'll just start teaching. And we ran that. We did that for a while.
So who's we? This you and Swati then? No.
I always say we because like parents, everyone is like supporting you. So I don't like saying I, but
Okay.
yeah, like Swati, parents, brothers, like everyone, like even a phone call helps, right? कि नहीं हो जाएगा, करो करो करो. So, but yeah, back then it was just me.
Right.
But Swati and I started that, Market Scientist it was called. And we used to make videos. I got a call from this American. And then he said, Prateek, I went to this guy and I said, I want to start a academy. आप fund कर दो and we'll do it together. आपके पास customers हैं, we'll do it together. And then he kept saying no. And I'm like, no, tell me why. He's calling from California. He's an Indian. I said, I don't know, Prateek. No one does videos in the country. Why don't you make videos, man? Do something crazy. And then we'll work together. I said, ठीक है. So camera liya and I started teaching. There's still that video. If you go to Prateek LearnApp on YouTube, there's me, एकदम disheveled बाल ऐसे हो रखा है, and I'm teaching. Welcome to Market Scientist. I'm teaching in that accent.
Why in that accent?
That is how I talked.
Okay.
It was not an accent. It was just how I spoke.
No, I'm just trying to figure out the journey, right? The highs and the lows, right?
So I can do a quicker version. So then you can pick what
sure.
part you like. Cool. Should I tell the upstock story?
Give me the highs and the lows because it's important for people to know how to they got back up.
Okay, got it. Okay, I'll just use that. Right? Cool, then I'll tell you something. I've never said something on camera before.
Please, double down on this. Yeah.
2014, I spoke to two people.
Yeah.
NK and RK.
NK and RK.
Okay.
Ranbir Kapoor. Neetu
So
Kapoor.
I spoke to both of them. One didn't reply, one replied. And then one said, okay, come to Bombay. We'll work. And my proposal was absolute. I want to build an academy. I want to teach. I'm a teacher. I'll become an educator in finance. You guys fund it. We're partners. We'll build it together. And then we can edit this if it doesn't come out well, okay? Because I'm a little nervous right now. You'll know why. So then I get a call from California from this guy, RK. And then they call, he's like, hey, Prateek, we just saw your vlog. And we think it's really unique in India. And I think no one is pursuing this. So we'd like to partner you. मैंने अच्छा पैसे दे रहे हो क्या मतलब What do you mean partner? Like, पैसे दे रहे हो क्या? So then we talked for an hour. And then in the end I said, so in the end they said, on your blog, put a link to our business and for leads that you send to us, we'll pay you.
Success fee. Oh, rubbish.
I said, oh, acha, I got to work for this. I thought, once I'm good, then you just give me money because you like my face. They said, no, you have to work for it. Then I said, okay, but I want to build an academy. So tell me how. And then they said, yeah, then the same thing I told you, ki, make videos, man. No one's making videos. So I said, cool. So I went to Shipra Mall, Ghaziabad. Dad got me a 30,000 rupee camera. I put it.
Indrapuram, by the way.
Then I put a hands-free Ericsson into my phone, locked it, started the voice, and then camcorder. Then synced the audio later in Camtasia software. And recorded that. Created music for it. I learned FL Studio ka basics to create. I don't know why. I could have just downloaded music from somewhere. It's just stupid. And then made that. It's called Market Scientist. And I would start by saying, welcome to Market Scientist TV.
We got to show that clip, by the way. We have to show that clip in this. Yeah.
But I should say it's a YouTube. No one is going to YouTube. I was like, nee, TV, Market Scientist TV. Now two things happened. Z Business called and they said, this is great. Uski alag story hai. Aap aa jao, phone pe batao mujhe. And I did the one thing that I am so against right now. I gave stock tips. This is going to backfire so much. And I said, buy this stock, sell this stock.
So you became Akash Srivastav?
What? No, Akshat.
Sorry, Akshat. Yeah.
I don't know. But that was not the right thing to do. But I was Nanga, young and desperate and stupid. Went online, did that. And the best thing was, Z Business is Hindi mein.
अच्छा.
हिंदी तो मेरी एकदम माशाल्लाह एकदम
हो गई थी जब तक अच्छी
नहीं हुई थी
नहीं
हुई थी तो आई इन्वेंटेड अ फ्यू वर्ड्स विद कॉन्फिडेंस एंड आई लर्नड अगर कॉन्फिडेंस से कुछ बोलो ना दुनिया मान जाती है
वो डर के मारे पूछेंगे नहीं कि क्या है
कोई बहुत स्मार्ट बंदा है लगता है so that happened and then I started making videos the video started doing well well means 5,000 views back then it was well and you remember I had sent to another business guy,
NK.
I'd sent, he replied, he's like, hey, I'm coming on Saturday. We should meet. I'm like, yeah, cool. So I, like an idiot, went and told these guys, कि your competitor has called me on Saturday, मैं मिलने जा रहा हूँ, because I've become friends with these guys. They're like, yeah, what? You're meeting him on Saturday? I'm like, yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to call you back. करके phone रख दिया. मैंने कहा ऐसे phone कैसे रख दिया? That's so rude. Then he calls back, he's like, check your email. I checked my email, I was like, these are tickets to Bombay. I want you to meet me before you meet him. मैंने बोला अच्छा. So then he said, any questions? मैंने बोला flight पे भूख लगेगी उसका sandwich आप दोगे? Reimbursement.
Indigo.
We'll take care of it. They didn't. I paid for the sandwich. Then I landed and I hung out with them. Their company is called RKSE, also called Upstocks today.
Okay.
Then the next day I went to meet NK.
Alright.
Nitin comes. Nitin comes with like his bulging biceps, and I'm like, oh, this guy is very protein. Then he had fish, and he's like, what's up? And I spoke to him. I don't tell this story for obvious reasons. So that's how I know him since 2014.
So Nitin's biceps have not gotten any smaller.
Dude, no, man. He was fit then. He's even more fit now.
Yeah. Amazing.
It's crazy.
And so he's having fish and he's having
having
broccoli.
Fish and he's talking.
Fish and broccoli.
Fish and broccoli, that was fish he was having. South X mein hum khana khaya, 2014. And then he's like, so basically you want to do videos and then there should be a certification. Right. I'm like, yeah. Dude, we're still doing the same thing today. Wow. It's crazy. It's just become much larger. We just completed 1.8 lakh students in the last 1.5 years.
Right.
And we're adding 50,000 students. So any college, like we're present and we're doing just this.
Wow.
Oh, you completed, certificate milta hai, like nothing changed.
Right.
Anyway, so there is a highs and lows connection over here. And then I did the obvious, then I had to pick between one of the two. And now you can cut the camera. I will not tell you who I went with.
What the conversation with Upstock after this?
So it was not called Upstocks, it was called RKSE back then. And I learned immensely from all those guys. Those guys are so intelligent, so empathetic, so smart. I was unable to run that business. I think they did everything to support. मेरे में इतनी intelligence नहीं थी कि I was able to take the right decisions, to understand market. I only got support from them, man. So if anything, I have guilt that I was not able to make that partnership work.
Right.
It was between my company and their company. And of course, like they've done extremely well. But I always wanted to be educated. See, I'm not a broker. I'm not a financial provider. I will not tell you what stock to buy. I will not tell you what product to buy. I limit my life to just education. So everything else is incidental for me. All I care about is reach. And I really care about reach. Because if an educator isn't impacting more lives, then how is he deciding if he's a good educator or not?
Right.
If there has to be a Bill Nye, the science guy, for finance education, I hope it's us. Ki in a fun way, we were able to inspire an entire generation and demystify money and business forever without it making sound complicated.
Right.
If we're able to make it part of culture, and whoever can help us get there, that's the aim. And reach matters. Like I used to be like, no, reach is vanity. Views. Of course, views matter. Like if you're educating someone about asset allocation and calling it Gen Z is poor, who the fuck has done that in the world, right? Like we say Gen Z is poor.
Right.
Inside we talk about, oh, Gen Z is buying Apple, buying this. But actually we're saying, hey, do you have an emergency fund? Can you asset allocate towards a savings first, then a fixed deposit? Fir kuch bach jata hai to invest in stocks. But you're speaking in their language.
Yeah.
And I'm really technical. So for me to even talk like this is tough. But as an educator, you have to change, right? You have to make sure. And we do 30 million views a month right now, which means this year we'll do hundreds of millions. And I think by our run rate will become like 1 billion next year. As an educator, finance educator, who wants to see Excel? We'll be the only company that says, dude, 1 billion people learned Excel, finance stuff without even knowing it. Like, that's cool. Isn't that
amazing?
Cool? That's cool.
No, it is. It is actually. I think, when I look at what you're trying to do, I think you're doing well because you're connecting with the millennials and the Gen Zs who don't like being taught to.
Yeah.
So I think that's kudos to you. But
Adnan, someone said the uncle की तरह बात नहीं करते हैं. He talks like Gen Z. यहीं पे किसी ने बोला था. कौन था वो? तुम थे?
मेरे बारे में मैं बता रहा था.
अंकल बोला.
Oh, that's like, oh my God. You shared with me earlier in your note that you were going through this very difficult period where you were worried about things at work, which didn't allow you to sleep well. You would wake up at 2, 3 in the morning, go for a walk, land up in the office at 6, wait for people to walk in, scream and shout at them by 12 o'clock. And like, it was just a miserable, vicious circle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? But why were you up? Like, what was the stress when you had someone like 01 or Zerodha backing you? Was it personal expectations, right? ESOPs that you've promised to your team? Like, what is it? Like, I know there is a lot of stuff that you can't share.
I'll share everything.
Yeah. So what was it?
I don't know. I'd love for Swati to actually chime in. Everyone has a picture of themselves. कि ये मैं हूँ. The founder is the idiot. The founder says the company is me, the people are me. When you hire a freelancer, your problems are the freelancer's problems. When you have employees, all their problems are your problems. This is a fact. And it's not a complaint. It's what you've signed up for. And you've built an image of yourself. And if that image shatters, you need to have the maturity to tell yourself that the story has changed. I don't think anyone teaches you to learn how change happens. Like, change management should be a thing. How do you tell yourself the narrative? Because the most important thing is, what story are you telling yourself? In Silicon Valley, if your business doesn't do well, the next question you ask yourself is, what's the next? In India, it says, मैं सबको क्या बोलूँगा? So what story is running in your head is very important. In my mind, I think we just put too much pressure on ourselves. I said, team ye banayegi, team will make so much money, I'll do this, business will do this, we will reach here, my friends have reached there. And then when that doesn't align with reality, like there's dissonance, and then there's disbelief, and then there's anger, frustration, and all those things combined. And that translates into bad decisions, making everything worse. And there is no way to come out of this. The only way to come out of this is counterintuitive. You stop doing what you're doing. Let the dust settle, even if it's a week. Once you have clarity, then you decide what that one next step is. For me, I've defined my life with hustle. Education नहीं है, पैसे नहीं है. बाकी लोग आगे जा रहे हैं, मैं नहीं आगे जा रहा हूँ. तो मैं इतना काम करूँगा कि मैं उनके आगे निकल जाऊँगा. Gary Vaynerchuk is a big proponent of this. I'm anti-hustle now. I think you're an idiot if you're hustling. In your early 20s, I still think you should work like mad. Otherwise, you don't develop work ethics. But maybe in your 30s or late 20s, you should stop. But I define my life with fear-based overcompensation, which is because I'm fearful about my future and what I think I can be, I overcompensate by working too much. And because I'm working too much, now working too much doesn't necessarily mean we're making progress. These are two different things. But the body is so tired, it sends a somatic response to the body saying, I tried my best. So if I fail, it's not my fault. I to apna best kiya na. So we just did that again and again to feel better. But it's like a drug. It makes you worse and you take bad decisions. So I would walk every day and saying, what wrong did I do to deserve this? How can I go back to the people in office and say, we failed you? Swati was saying the same thing to herself. हम जाके बोलेंगे क्या?
I have the question back to you, right?
Yeah.
You said that you're blessed with Swati as a great partner. You're blessed with great investors and an amazing team.
Yes.
And you're in the business of content creation,
That's
right?
crazy.
It is difficult to push people, especially creative people. How have you managed this? What is that one incentive that you give them? Of course, I'm sure they're not coin driven, but what's that? How do you deal with it?
Yeah,
You've got
yeah.
80 people now working
love
for you.
this, yeah.
So what's the secret sauce that they don't leave, right? They joined you as an intern, they're still with you 6-7 years. and touch wood, inshallah, I hope they stay with you for as long as you're there. So,
After the anxiety problem we had, what changed is we'll talk about also
Yeah,
later.
sure.
I'll answer
Yeah.
this question first. So I think the question is, how do you manage creative people and how do people stick? Luckily, India has made our job very easy. Employers mostly aren't good people, is what I've seen, heard from interview new people, and they don't take care of their people as much as they would like to. So I said, okay, then what does take care mean? Take care means money. It means maybe some stake in the business via ESOPs, maybe incentives, and maybe a fake Fun Friday. Four things. Everyone has Fun Friday jokes, right? Come on. And then we realized there's actually a fifth thing which has 95% weightage, which everyone forgot. I think people want to be seen, heard. And a one word for this is people want to belong. Forget about all the metrics and everything you do. How does the person who works with you feel about the relationship with you over the last few months? What does that feeling sound like? What does that feeling feel like? You can do all these incentives and ESOPs and all this, but if they feel like they're being exploited, or they feel like they're not heard, or they feel like something's wrong, they should leave. So I think Swati and I are very good at, I like to think, I could be wrong, very good at seeing ki, acha, this person is down today, or this. I think everyone does this, and then try to make sure everyone gets through the toughness in their life. Everyone has this crazy story. It's just that they don't have anyone to listen to it. So we are the official therapists of the office. People come and tell us crazy things are done, as I'm sure it is for you. And the stories that we hear, those are the actual stories of humans. But we can't say it. So I think if they feel like they belong, then that really goes a long way. And उसमें बहुत effort है यार. पैसा आना easy है. Emotional effort बहुत मुश्किल. No one wants to put emotional effort.
So now, if I were to ask somebody, look, Prateek, whatever Prateek is saying, he's genuinely, this is coming from his heart. This is absolutely true. Please check Glassdoor. and let me know in the comments if this is the way it is. Yeah.
Yeah, all incentives will be released after all 80 people right now give positive reviews on whatever website he said.
Don't believe everything you read there, by the way, including stuff about me. Oh, yeah, no, so creative people, like you said, need to be seen and heard.
So we have something called Ijjat Games. I have to tell you about it. Okay. So we have something called Ijjat Games. Can you all give me a hurrah? Hurrah. So we realized, hurrah. Good job, guys.
This is you singing after that.
अरे कोई दिमाग में ही नहीं आया. Eye of the Tiger आया.
That was Eye of the Tiger?
No. फिर उसके lyrics क्या हैं? वो क्या बोलता है?
So you get this, link it to Eye of the Tiger. Yeah.
I was thinking, I'm like, dun chuk 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 dun dun dun. ये कैसे गाऊंगा? Dun dun dun.
He said this. Then you raise your hand.
Oh my god. So we realized money ESOP. So one thing I'm really proud of, we've done 2 ESOP buybacks. One was 65 lakhs, 68 lakhs, 65 lakhs, and one was 1.7 crores. And this has gone back to the employees.
Oh, by the way, amazing. Well done. I saw that one video where you put it out, I think, on social media.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Yeah,
Great
that's,
job.
I think that's our internal metric of success. Key people in the office also get monetary outcomes. And I think 55 people yesterday got an email from Hissa, which is our automated ESOP management system, saying that this year's options have vested.
Wow.
So I've stopped that automated process because it's too scary. 55 लोग को चला गया, राखी को गया होगा. मतलब बाप रे automated चला गया. Expectations बढ़ जाएंगे. So we realized, apart from money incentives and cool projects, and also being one of the #1 financial business channels in the entire world,
This is not paid for. This is not paid for.
We thought
This is not an advertorial. Yeah.
we thought artists want इज्जत. तो हमने इसको थोड़ा देसी करके इज्जत कर दिया. मैंने बोला, how can we make this about social status inside the company and not Because micro loans work better than normal loans because microfinance mein, Yusuf pioneered it. If you guys have heard, 5,000 ke, 10,000 ke loans hote hain. You go to a village, you call the entire village, all the villagers. Are you guys familiar with this?
Yeah.
You call the villagers, and then there's a social pact. मैं राखी को 5,000, sorry, मतलब किसी woman को 5,000 रुपए दे रही हूँ, and then everyone says हाँ ठीक है 5,000 जाएंगे, ये sewing machine खरीदेगी, ये कारीगरी का काम करेगी.
It was mostly to women, right?
Women.
Yeah.
That's why it's better. And then that happens because everyone sees it. It's not the 5,000 in interest. It's like, yaar, meri izzat kharab na ho jaye. So everyone pays. It has almost 100% repayment rate, which is crazy. So we said, okay, social status being seen in society because we're hierarchical by nature and tribal. So how can we bring that out in like a corporate, startup setting, company setting? So we created this massively ugly, scary thing called the Ijjat board. It's a leaderboard with all pods in it. These guys have it, right? Give me who. And each pod gets points for whatever work that they do. So they each own a channel. And based on how the channel does, which has multiple metrics, automatically calculated, it goes up on the board, publicly visible to everyone.
Wow. This is what, weekly, monthly?
Daily.
Daily.
It's updated daily and it's fully automated. And it's like there's no hunter, there's no whip, no one's it's not views, it's quality of comments, it's quality. So for example, Civic Sense is very high on the leaderboard in terms of points because it not only got the views, but people in Philippines are talking about it. People in Trinidad, Tobago are talking about it in actual Reddit threads. Wow. People are talking about it in different countries and reels people were making about it. People in societies were saying we should add this new rule to the society. So there's been some impact to people. So it gets more points, right? Community love is what we call it. So multiple things like that. So ab ye to problem ho gaya. Ab to everyone can see where they are. And the evil people that me and Swati are. The person who's last, we've put a black ice cream emoji, potty emoji. And the person who's doing really well, there's a fire emoji. So that's little mean, sorry. But it really worked. And then people started posting on time, doing work on time, doing everything on time because unka izzat ka sawal tha. And I think that changed it. And we've completely gamified it. Dekho, dramebaaz to hum hai hi hain. So we come in the morning, there's a massive table and there are rules on it. And there's a cloth. So we come, piche music bajta hai. हाँ मैं बाजीगर. सबसे अलग, सबसे afraid, different caliber. And then I'll pull the cloth out and the rules will be there.
Right.
Then there'll be 4 jars with 20,000 rupees cash inside it. It's like a show.
Wow.
But in office and it's not recorded.
Okay.
And then we ask them, okay, now this is what you have to do. And the person who does this first gets this 20,000 jar ka cash. And it's just for fun.
Yeah.
And then it turns into a game. We say, okay, if you're here beyond 6, we'll make sure food is on us, etc. And there are power-ups we give out. They get power-ups. And this is normal work. And it was fun. Now the problem is this has been going on for 2 months. People are fucking tired right now. They're like, ho gaya bhai, bahut ho gaya. So,
Abhi chahiye.
So we have another 3 weeks to go. And then we'll stop.
But amazing. So whose idea was this?
Swati.
Amazing. Swati's super idea, by the way. I'll come to you for some ideas at our end. Yeah.
It's crazy system and it's fully automated. So it's I think इसमें एक चीज सीखने को मिला, although nothing to do with fitness. When we did season 1, this is season 2, phase 2. ऐसा we have seasons and stuff. तो ये season 2, phase 2 चल रहा है. Season 1 में everyone got different targets and then a leaderboard. We realized no one's learning from each other.
Right.
Then we turned this to everyone gets the same thing to work on.
Okay.
The same space. So everyone in the company was just doing that one thing and they were all trying to better each other. So it's healthy competition and it worked out far better than everyone. So it's like a giant arrow that everyone is formed कि भाई ये 6 weeks में ये accomplish करना है. And like there is no mountain that won't yield if everyone isn't looking at that peak.
It's amazing.
So,
So
cool.
this is, so the creative folks, I mean, you guys are all rock stars. You're creating amazing content. What's a bad day at work like for you guys and how do you deal with it?
I think we've signed up for emotional availability. It makes great longevity sense. So we can run this company for a really long time. We can change business models. We can do whatever because I feel we won't quit on them. They won't quit on us. We also don't hire, by the way. If someone doesn't perform well, we keep giving them chances and we don't. It's so easy for us to hire. We don't. So we say, आप loyal थे, तो हम भी loyal हैं. हम भी नहीं ऐसा redundancy create करेंगे. हम dependency create करेंगे system में. So that's also pretty risky to do.
Yeah, it's actually the opposite of what most companies will do.
Yeah. So you de-risk. You have redundancy. We don't do that. In fact, they hire. We have a new intern over here, which we didn't say you guys need. They hired.
Okay.
I said, ठीक है, आपको लगता है तो आप hire करो. So they do everything. Sorry, what was the question?
You said you're not hiring. I said, how do you deal with the bad day at work?
The bad day, right? So because we are emotionally available, people come and tell us what's happening in their lives. And that's fine when we were 30 people, but when you're 80, everyone's going through stuff in their lives, right?
Do you know the names of everyone in the office?
Of course. I mean, we know their pet names. Yeah. Like, we know...
100%?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, of course.
And you talk to each one of them in the...
Yeah. 100%. They've been there also for so
Yes.
long. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys travel a lot, right? So when you travel, what's the one thing that you look for before you choose that city or that country? Like, what is it? What's the destination for?
You're asking the wrong person.
Swati, what is
I comply.
Yeah. You say yes.
I say yes.
Okay. What's Swati's criteria?
Swati's new experience should be something we've not done before. That's it. Something like we've never done before. It should be like Masai Mara was hot, dirty, bad, but the most magical experience you've ever done. You're just looking at thousands of acres just open and you're in their world and you're in a cage.
Right.
That's how it should be. Sarisalka in Finland was just the opposite. You're looking at the northern lights. And we found what is the most hyped about, right? Wasn't the most talked about as between us. Like when we slept in Sarisalka, you had one of those dome bedrooms jahan pe everything is glass and you sleep and you just see the sky.
Beautiful.
And that's how you sleep. And you can't close it because curtain kaun lagayega. So you just look. And we're out, we leave 7 a.m. Like we're those travelers, we leave 7 a.m. back 9 p.m. Ki pura nichodenge, sab karenge. And we come back and Swati touches the bed, she's out. And I'm lying there and dude, the stars are open, there's no pollution and there's this one comet just passing by. Mera wo best moment tha.
Don't you feel the difference in air? Like when you're breathing, like it's like you live in Noida, I live in Gurgaon.
Yeah.
I mean, we are punishing our lungs on a daily basis. A good day is when the AQI is like 100. Like
Yeah, good days.
it's ridiculous. And there it's like 10, I guess.
Yeah, it's like 20, 10, it's nothing.
It's how do we change this here? How do we change the mindset? Like how do we get the young India to take charge? My idea of the perfect India is when you think of India, you think of young, strong, fit, aspirational. You think of somebody who's going to rule the world. But when today that image is very different. It's very different. I mean, I would like that.
Yeah,
I would like that. I mean, I would.
But I think this generation is a lot more conscious of health than before, no? Do you think so?
I think so. I mean, at least in
talk
terms of
more
my,
about it.
they definitely talk about it. I mean, you talk to any Gen Zs, they talk about, what are the 5 things I can brag about before I turn 30? Did I get a tattoo? Did I go scuba diving? Did I jump out of a plane? Did I run the devil's circuit? It's those moments and
Civic
experiences.
Sense ke video mein, Adnan, we had talked about this one moment where we said that wo puppies wala story tha, that people were kicking the puppies, children were kicking the puppies, and parents just turned a blind eye. They were on their phones, no surprises. And we went and picked up the puppies and started petting them. And the kid said ki, अरे आप तो इनको बच्चों की तरह treat कर रहे हो. So Swati's like, ये बच्चे ही तो हैं. And they also started petting. And one got like pani ka, this thing for them. Someone got some food. So if that's the case, then maybe what you've been asking, so I've been thinking about what you're asking, ki how do you get people to change? I don't think you can make them change, but maybe if you can start, if they can see the right examples, right? Like the best, most famous people on media right now are smoking and making a deal. The second best is drinking and making a business deal. The third is drinking, smoking and driving.
And Pan Parag.
And Pan Parag. So if that's the media we consume, that's who we become. But people abroad may see a different kind of media where people are trekking and dude, like we talk about Bahana. Where people are not that I'm comparing India to abroad, but any country abroad, not just India. There's a father with a child, and people say, "Mera bacha ho gaya, my life has changed." He is hiking on a Sunday, and mother bhi saath mein hai. So I mean, he can say, "Mera child, I don't want to."
The country you were born in, UAE, Abu Dhabi, for example, you go to Dubai, it's 80 for 8 months in a year, it's 50 degrees.
Yes.
It is one of the most active cities on the planet.
And there's no outdoors there.
Yeah,
There's no
but yet
outdoors
they made a cycling track where you can cycle in Dubai for 80 kilometers one way and come back,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so there's a cycling track in Dubai where it just cycles.
From where to where?
Like in the desert, like middle of nowhere, they've made like an amazing cycling track. You can go there, you can rent a bike, get on it, off you go. And midway, you've got these, sort of refreshment places.
What?
That's amazing, right? Now, I think they've come up with something called...
Have you tried this?
I was going to try it last time. I couldn't get myself to wake up surprisingly and get there in time. So my friends left off. But in this month, they're doing a mall-a-thon where they're doing marathons in malls, across.
Oh my goodness.
Look at I think, and now they also have a November fitness month, where everybody's encouraged to being active. I think people have to understand is that fitness is not what we are talking about. All we're saying is just be active. The moment you get active, you want to be better.
And there are 100 ways to do that.
Yeah, and then if you're being active, we did a couple of workouts or we did one workout this morning, you will say, boss, I'm going to come back and do it better because I had fun.
100%. I'm going to come back if you invite me.
100%.
I'm going to come back
we'll
and
do pain. Pain is the workout.
Ye sab nahi. We'll do the last one, but I'll become better at it.
No, but it's because it's disruptive, it's fun, right? And no one's judging anyone. The idea is not to judge anyone. The idea is just go out there, be active, have fun. Life is very short. There is an obsession with cricket in India. Everybody, like you said, is cricket, and more cricket, right? But yes, of course, cricket, we are the best in the world and we love our players. And there are three of you in both the businesses, right? There's Swati, there's yourself, and there's Ankush, right? Now we have three captains, right? Dhoni, Virat, and Rohit Sharma. Who is who? And why?
So I don't know anything about cricket.
From whatever you've seen.
Oh my God.
Okay? So, I mean, Virat is all this crazy energy.
Okay.
In your face. Yeah. Right? Rohit is cool and calm.
Okay.
And Mahendra Singh is like Mr. Iceman, like he's. So, if I were to ask the three of you.
Okay, so I'm Virat.
You're Virat?
Because of energy.
Yeah.
I don't know anything else. Mahendra Singh Dhoni is, how do you describe him?
I think he's
Captain Cool, right?
Captain Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so Ankush is pretty cool about everything. He'll be like, ho jayega. And then who else?
Rohit Sharma.
Rohit Sharma describe?
Rohit Sharma is
consistent,
dependable, reliable.
Oh, that's 100% Swati.
100% Swati.
Oh yeah. Consistent, dependable. कभी-कभी meltdown हो जाता है नहीं?
हाँ हो सकता है हाँ हुआ था अभी because when he didn't become captain of
rare but होता है हाँ cool.
So how do we get India to look at a world outside of cricket? Again, content creator that you are, how would you create that narrative? Where, for example, like I think we have the 4 best chess players in the world from India, right? And most of us wouldn't know all their names.
So I could be completely wrong about this, but I'm thinking as you're asking, I think the answer is gravity. So every nation in the world has an obsession. It could be anything. It could be a drink. It could be sport. It could be whatever. And that particular national obsession is gravity. So there's merchandise around it, TV shows around it, interviews around it. Everything is around it. So if Kapil Sharma is very famous in India, and cricket is famous in India, and all these other things, if all these influencers are famous in India, if all these people, business owners are famous, some of the business owners are famous in India, if all these people started talking and doing stuff around health, the gravity would just shift towards health. And I have seen it myself. Like I've seen Nitin talk about, hey, we should focus more on health. I'm like, what is he talking about? Dilip saying we should focus. I'm like, what is he talking about? And then now that all this is happening around me, you said come for I was open to that opportunity, but an old version of Prateek would have probably said no. Ki, why would I do this? But now I said, I have the privilege and honor of, and I really mean this, of working out with Adnan, who I've seen Devil's Circuit, not attended the event, but seen Devil's Circuit. And for some reason, he thinks I should be there. Oh my God, I'm the luckiest person. I will show up. So I think if everyone actually started talking and doing stuff like this, didn't we have like cricket leagues, football leagues, where there were like famous people doing stuff and all that a while back?
No, so celebrity cricket league and
But that's giving too much to cricket. Like for the other things, like I think what you're doing right here, this is pretty cool. I think if you did more of this, I think more people would get, because I know whoever looks at 01 would now know that, hey, we care about health. And it's something I want to do in my life, right? So I've come more for, can I just spend a day talking about health? I don't think I've ever done that.
So Prateek at 40 and Prateek at 50, the next two milestones, right? What's he going to look like at 40 and what's he going to look like at 50?
I mean, simple. I mean, I'm going to look exactly like I am right now. If you put a photo of me 10 years ago, ekdam same lag raha hai. But if I'm like Adnan, I was telling this to him, if I'm like Adnan at 53. I said 50.
In my head, 35.
Then it's win, right? And I also think there's a superpower. Imagine, I don't know if this is possible, you tell me. Can someone be like you at 80? Given the progress of science we might see over the next 3 decades. 100%. Okay, so if that's true, I'm 35. That means I have 50 more years ahead of me, which is not age, which is health span. Like healthy 50. Oh my God.
But the thing is, what most people forget is that it cannot happen overnight. I mean, I went from 98 kilos, right? Transition of becoming fitter and stronger only started when someone said, you're starting a business to get India active. Have you seen yourself?
Oh.
Have you seen yourself? You got to walk the talk. And it hit me. And I said, look, while I may be passionate, I clearly need to, change for the better. And then my journey started. And you're 35 years old. 36, right? You have, let's all live to 100. But my goal is, when I turn 85, why not? When I turn 85, but I want to live to a rich 100.
Yeah, correct.
Right? I mean, I saw a football team in Japan playing football. And this is a club, by the way, or a league for people above the age of 80.
What?
80, right? And they're serious. They're competitive football, recreational players. The boss, we're 80 and older and we're playing a football league. Amazing, right? So I want to live that life, that if I get to 70, 80, whatever, I hope
this is a good goal.
Yeah.
This is a pretty cool goal.
So, and even now, by the way, and again, I'm coming back to me. I don't want to stay on myself. But my personal goal about playing football is, my son is in boarding school. He's in class 10th. He's hoping, because he's a big Messi fan, by the way, that he's going to be captain by the time he gets to class 12th. I look forward to the day when I play against his team.
Oh, wow.
As an old boys team, and father and son are on the same pitch. We shake hands, etc. And we played together in the same team the next year when he's the old boy playing his school.
That's crazy.
And that's when I retired and I said, now I move to paddle.
He's in which school? He's in which school?
Doon school.
Same school you were in.
Yeah. So,
wow.
So that's my driver. I mean, but coming to you, right, Prateek? No, coming to you at 40, where do you want to be? Like, I know you want to be stronger, fitter. You got to set a goal, right? Do you want to scale Everest, or do you want to go, I don't know, to the North Pole? Do you want to do something which will test you physically and mentally, right? Because you can only do it if you're, mentally and physically ready, right?
Yeah.
So Prateek at 40, what's that goal going to be?
I feel the pressure of saying something awesome on camera right now.
Say it.
So I had we can figure it out right now. I had two bad things happened with that question. One, I realized I have no physical goal, because I said if I just continue this, I'll be good, because my strength's increasing exponentially and my food is good. And I realized I'm 4 years away from 40. That's very depressing. Shit.
But the best decade of your life is going to be then.
Why?
I like to believe so.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Because I think, this, you are as young or as old as your minds, wants it to be.
What should I wanted to do Everest base camp, then I found out it's very tough. So
No,
I
it's
said
too
I'll
easy.
do Annapurna base camp, which is basically a walk.
No. This is also a walk, right? It's a 10-day walk. It's just, I like you to say, you know what? I was good at swimming at some point.
Yeah.
Right? And when you were in
I
Singapore,
could do free diving actually.
you could do free diving.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So why don't you set a goal and say, boss, on camera right now, ki boss, this is what I'm going to do at 40. And then we'll talk about very quickly at 50.
No, I think I'd like to do like maybe a 30-meter plus free dive. I don't know if I can go more than that. If it could be 50, that'd be crazy. It'll require some training. A 30-meter plus free dive would be nuts in the ocean, obviously. If I can do it around whales, even better, because I'm going to do a whale dive with a blue whale or a whale shark.
Wow.
But that doesn't require skill. You just swim with them. But if I can do it while free diving, that'll be
Now,
crazy.
for you to free dive to 30 meters, what's the sort of training you need?
I just practice it more often. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm a good swimmer, so
Yeah.
I'm sure I can hold my breath. So I'm sure I'll be able to do it.
Are you going to
I
be
just lost.
Will you be out of your comfort zone in doing this?
Oh, very. So I'm scared of the ocean. I'm
Yeah.
scared of not being able to
Yeah.
breathe. I'm scared of looking up and saying, "Mujhe yahan jana hai to breathe."
Yeah.
Like it's ultimate scare. So that's why I want.
And if you do it, you will be in the elite 0.1% of the global population who can proudly brag about, ki boss, I did something that
Didn't think of it like that.
99.9% people can't do.
didn't think of it like that.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, okay, done. Yeah,
You're
done.
going to do it? I'm going to be following you for the next 4 years.
Okay, done.
Yeah?
Yeah, done.
So that's Prateek at 40.
What else could we do?
Yeah.
I wanted to try rock climbing, but I don't know if it's tough. Want to do it on the fake walls first to see how tough it is. Just as a...
I mean, a real test, of course, is, doing a triathlon, which is swimming, cycling, running.
Explain that to me. How long is this?
So 70.3, which is a
70.3.
smaller Ironman, is 2 kilometers of swim in the sea or lake,
2 kilometers of swim.
80 odd kilometers of cycling, and then 21 kilometers of running. And you have to do all of this in a certain time.
What time is allotted?
So I think
What's a good
for
time?
swimming, it's 90 minutes, I think is the cutoff. And then you have for the cycling and the running, you have another 5 hours or 6 hours to do it. So the idea is not for you to be the fastest, but
You've done this?
I was going to do it this year, but then it got deferred to next year. Shivain, we'll do it next year.
And this is relay? No one does
so
all
we were
three,
doing
right?
a relay. No, people do.
People do all three?
People do all three. So I'm just saying,
That's crazy.
You got 4 years. Yeah. So
Oh.
let's
Midlife crisis, here I come!
Now, a couple of last questions, right?
But Devil Circuit bhi to karna hai.
Devil Circuit you're doing in March. You're
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
this,
वो तो अभी हो रहा है.
Yeah, there I'll make sure that you cross the finish line. You're not quitting.
But you'll be busy with the
No, I'll
9,000
focus on you.
people there. How will you...
No. I'll say, yeah, this is where the reach is. 100 million people are watching you. We'll create some crazy content with him, right?
Yes.
It'll go on 0-1, go viral. There, and then we put the clip where he's mimicking Sagar and Dilip,
Karega.
Now, you've, you come from a very interesting background where your mom has been in education.
Yeah.
And you see the current state of schools today,
Yeah, it's terrible.
right? Everybody's chasing like 100 on 100.
Yes.
Right? Everyone, and I've had the good fortune of actually also interviewing candidates from the best business schools who are like the smartest kids
Yeah.
that you come across, but they don't have the personality that you would like to see from someone so lucky.
Yeah. They're taught the wrong things. Yeah.
So what's your opinion on what's going wrong?
Yeah, I think remember you talked about that anxiety phase and then what changed? Here's what changed. We learned to stop chasing. I call this in my diary the moving goalpost. And the way that the brain works is that once you get one dopamine hit, you want the second and the third. And it's a survival mechanism. We all know about it. The worst story you've been told in your life that if you don't do X, Y, Z, your life has amounted to nothing. And this is the worst lie we've been told. For founders, it's like valuation, money, cash, etc. For everyone else, it's everything else. Gaadi kyun nahi hai, ghar kyun nahi hai, patni kyun nahi hai, pati kyun nahi hai. etc., etc. When your younger girlfriend kyun nahi hai? So what if you could train your mind to not have another moving goalpost? I made fun of Idjat Games, but the fact is, what is Idjat Games really doing? It's an internal scoreboard. We do not compare ourselves to any other finance channel in India or the world on purpose because that benchmarking is wrong. And the way that the progress meter works, it checks your progress over 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. If you improve by 1%, it's considered good. And I mean, we teach compounding, and I've seen it in my own life. My wealth has actually, whatever wealth we have, because we're really comfortable. Swati and I do not need to work for the rest of our lives. I actually have an Excel sheet where I said, अगर हम काम करना आज बंद कर देते हैं, we won't run out until we're 80, 100. So then, but I still have this money scarcity issue. कि zero जाएगा, zero जाएगा, zero जाएगा. Stupid, irrational. So how can you take that out? So you just compare your last 2 weeks to now and enjoy the next step. Don't see the finish line because the moving goalpost will keep moving and you'll always feel lesser because your body is trained to make you feel lesser, to motivate you. But in a world of abundance, it makes absolute no sense. So I think that changed for us. And the worst case of this is seen in business schools. They are learned to chase the internship, the job, the salary package, which is why the salary packages are completely fake. The 1 crore CTC package is probably 20, 30 lakhs best case in hand. And then उसमें से भी tax कटेगा. And it's showed to the world कि वो 1 crore कमा रहा है. But all parties are in on it. Parents don't want to release on it because देखो मेरा बेटा का 100,000 package लगा है. The child won't say it because he spent fucking 50 lakhs on the MBA. And society and the college won't say it because that's how they get placements.
Yeah.
So no one wants to break this truce of, hey, let's not tell the world what the actual... Now what that creates is, it creates insecurity. Everyone feels they're not doing well. It's not true. Life is so long. If you just improve 1% every week, you'll get to wherever you want to get to. Like, I mean, we are too privileged. You know who's not privileged? The person who works in my home. Unki liye na, none of these frameworks matter.
Yeah.
Shama has been working with us for 4 years now. हमारे लिए खाना बनाती हैं. वो सुबह आती हैं, शाम को आती हैं. We absolutely love her. She got married at 17, right? 15. And she had her first child at 17. 16. She has 4 children now.
Wow.
Husband doesn't stay. She'll unfortunately never see this podcast, thank God. 4 साल हमारे साथ रही है वो. She works at 7 homes. She starts at, हमारे घर में she reaches 7:30 a.m. But she starts work at 6 a.m. She reaches home at 9 p.m.
And she has 4 kids.
She has 4 kids. All of them are studying. And she's bought a plot of agriculture land. Now, if she improves every 1% every week, will she be able to achieve her dream of making, I don't know, 1 crore? The answer is no. That's the, nahi pahunchegi wo.
Have you hired anyone ever from like a business school and how's that experience been? I mean, you don't have to take names, right? But
So, I don't know business school, but we've hired perceived smart people. I realized they're good at 3 things: presentations, sounding smart, and case studies. All 3 tell the founder who believes his gut, who's developed the gut over the last 15 years, कि ये करना चाहिए, with some fancy charts कि आप गलत हो. And the young founder believes him. The true test was not him. The true test was me. Why did I have to believe anyone like that? I should have just gone with the gut, even though I didn't have a fancy presentation to prove it or a nice deduction to say it. Should have just gone with your gut. And then you start doubting yourself and you get imposter syndrome. Ki shayad maybe it's these guys who should be running the business and not me. So that experience was actually not good. It taught me more about me and who to hire. And I think it was aptitude and attitude versus someone who sounds smart. Have you had a similar?
yeah, I mean, I actually hired from one of the best business schools in the country, and not a great experience. But you know, more than the 3-4 bad hires I had, but I had the good privilege of working in the US. I worked in Dubai, I worked in the UK, and then I moved back to India. And then you go with your own sort of excitement to people and say, "Sir, write me a check, be a sponsor, be a
Yes.
partner, etc. And you go with conviction, right? I mean, and you believe your gut that I'm building something that's going to outlive all of us. The devil circuit, the Yodha race will be around after we've gone.
Yes.
And you're excited, and that's why it gets you, to say the way or to speak the way that you do. And when you go and pitch to these guys, you realize very smart IITs, IIMs, right? And no disrespect to these institutions, right?
Pitch to sponsors, you're saying?
Yeah, pitch to companies, right? So, I mean, leading companies, right? And the criteria for hiring in those companies is very, I think, old school, where you need to be a particular pedigree from a particular school to be picked.
Yes.
I have seen, and I have sold all my life, right? So I used to sell intangible products even when I was in the US. I sell consulting services, right?
Yeah.
And my challenge was, people would say, sir, you work for Patni Computers, never heard of them. I'd say it's the grandfather of, IT outsourcing. Nandan Nilekani and Narayan Murthy used to
Work there.
Yeah, it was their first job. I said, this is the grandfather company, and then, getting that conversation past that mind block to saying, hey, I will not be the cheapest by far. I will never get into a conversation where say, hey, Prateek, I'm, $18 an hour, and I'll go down to $14 an hour to win the contract. I will never do it. I will sell it on the basis of trust, because you and I are looking to a solution that you can only see 3 months later.
That's crazy.
Right. So when I went and pitched to all these, I used to sell to telcos, right? So telecom companies all over the Middle East and Africa markets, the UK, etc. I came across smart Indians. I came across smart Europeans and basically a global corporate work class. Very different in perspective, in thinking. And I won a lot of business. And we were doing $7 to $9 million a year. Just me. I was just winning those. And so life was fantastic. It was, they come back to India and I'm now selling, partnerships to my races. And I'm selling again to the same pedigree of resource, of individual, but they've never gone outside. They've never lived in a global market. They've not been exposed to a different, mature marketplace. And I think and that's the sad part, because this is where I believe that the rut is happening, that you have never gone to a marketplace which allows you to think out of the box. You are here in India, you are conditioned to depend on the agency for this, so and so for this, just C by A. And over the years, you've gone from being a expensive resource to a more expensive resource to a more expensive resource to a position where now I think corporate India is going through this churn. Because do I need this 50-year-old?
Yeah. Oh.
If I take him out of the equation, does anything stop? And so I think in the next 5-10 years, something drastically different has to happen. Or people have to open up like us and say, hey, you know what? We are just going to hire youngsters who are hungry to learn, are willing to play out of their comfort zones and perform at another level. So I've learned my lesson that I'm not hiring anyone from good business schools.
But we also had tell me this, how you interpret this. We also had luck with another person, Noor, XLRI, Gold, some other place she also studied, SRCC. And we lucked out there. And she's the same high pedigree, high everything. And I don't know, man, she's amazing at what she does. So,
I mean,
it's exceptions, I guess.
Or maybe she grew up in a different environment, of people who are hustlers, of people who, taught her how to get back up. It was because your personality is shaped also by a lot of people, who are around you.
That's true, actually. That's very true.
It's
we know most of our people working in their life stories and kya hua and all of that. So I think that what happens in bachpan is great, actually. It gives you a lot of, all that trauma converts into some great stuff in the future.
Prateek,
कुछ rapid fire आने वाला है ना?
नहीं कुछ नहीं rapid fire नहीं है. Who's the one person that you want to invite to the pressure room who will go through the same amazing workout like you and who will go home with an amazing experience of a lifetime? Who's that one person you want me to invite?
Not one person, but if I have to pick one, who should I pick? Could be Shreyans Jain, SJ from...
what does he do?
You would have met. He runs under 25.
Okay.
India's largest, youngest youth festival. So young, believes in working out and all that. So he's building Founders Peak.
Okay, yeah, of
You
course.
know him.
Yeah.
You know him.
Yeah.
So SJ, threw you under the bus.
I'm going to be especially attentive because I think his fitness levels are already not bad, right?
Yeah,
because
good.
he did a
Yeah,
workout with
yeah.
me. Do you want me to come back and do this workout tomorrow in Noida with you?
Is this a trick question?
No, I'm asking you genuinely. Do you want me to come back tomorrow?
Come back as in?
I'll come to Noida. We'll do another workout.
Are you serious?
No, I'm asking you yes or no.
एक हफ्ते बाद?
नहीं, कल.
कल क्यों?
Do you want me to come tomorrow or no?
Okay.
Yeah? Okay, so if you want me to come, look into the camera and tell everyone to like, comment and share the pressure room.
Like, comment and share the pressure room, man. बहुत मर गया था मैं.